What am I trying to show here? I like to come out and take photos of the early morning light. And now this light is incredible. It's beautiful and I love it. But if I want to show my audience the light, then I am cast in shadow. So let me turn on my light now. Now that's way too bright. It's like way too bright. But the fact that I have a light this bright out here with that little tiny light is just incredible. Let me turn it down now. There are two things that matter when it comes to making YouTube videos: audio and light. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Chris and I'm a photographer out of Denver, Colorado. I want to talk about today's light, which was provided to me by Zhiyun. They reached out to me to ask if I would like to collaborate on a video, and I said yes, because I had this very light in my Amazon wish list for a while. Now, Zhiyun did give me the light and I do get to keep it, but that does not give them any say into the video. All of my thoughts are my own. So let's get on to it. The reason this was in my Amazon wish list is because I knew I needed something more powerful than the hot shoe lights I was taking out with me. The hot shoe lights are good really close up. If you're in a hotel room or, an office space like this, and you have a hot shoe light on your camera right in front of you, it can get bright enough to light you. However, I don't like to light my face that way. Not a single one of my lights is directly on my face. Everything is coming at me from an angle because I'm trying to shape my face with the light. And that's how I would prefer to use lighting outside of this studio space. I knew the Zhiyun light was very bright and it looked really small as some of the hot shoe lights that I bought. The very first thing I did with it was I took it up into the mountains to a scene where I was going to be in snow. Now, the light is not weatherproof or anything like that. I didn't want to be in snow. I just wanted to be in a scene where it was overcast and snow was coming. And that's exactly what I got. So this is one of the ways that I imagined using this when I put it on my Amazon wish list. Coming out here into the wild, it is a snowstorm is coming. So it is gray out, and this light is lighting me up enough that I think the light looks uniform across my face. And that's the whole point of having a light like this. I didn't want to bring my big softbox and all of that. I just wanted something that I could quickly set up in the field and be powerful enough to stand up to the conditions. The sky above me is dark gray. Actually, the sun is now just coming out. So there's the sunlight. Okay, wow, yeah, the sun really did come out. So now what I would want to do in this exact scenario is move my camera over here and turn my light this way to give me some fill over here. So now I'm not going to get the harsh shadows from my nose and my eyebrows. I'll have some fill light on this side, and I have the sun breaking through the clouds over here. And that gives a very natural light for field work. And that's how I would use the light in the field for real. And the nice thing about the Zhiyun light is it has a 1/4-20 on the bottom, and I'm able to put my quick release base plate and I can put it into my quick release system. So I just put the light on my tripod and set it up that way. It was perfect. And the beautiful thing about this very first field test was it was the exact kind of scenario where you want a light. I've tried several times to record video out in the field like that when it's overcast, and you just look so muted and flat. I knew I wanted light in that scenario, and it performed beautifully. It was exactly what I was hoping it would be. I'm not going to get into all the technical specs of the Zhiyun Molus X100 RGB Pro, but it comes with the Molus light, and it's a 100-watt light, which is a lot of power in such a small package. Now, my absolute favorite feature is it has its own battery. It is not using the Sony NP style batteries. This battery has already proven to be much longer lasting than those batteries. This battery has a USB-C port I can easily plug in to my car when I'm driving, or, an external battery, which reminds me, you can also power the light using USB-C cable to an external battery, or it also comes with a wall power cable. I haven't even unpacked the wall power cable because I simply don't need it. It does have a Bowens mount adapter, and you can put any softbox that has a Bowens mount onto this Zhiyun Molus X100 RGB Pro. Now, where I think this might really be useful, if you were in a small contained space, like my very first YouTube videos were on a desk near the kitchen up against a wall. I did not have a lot of space. So if I had one of these desk arm mounts and I had the Molus on that with my softbox, you could get one of those big flat softboxes with this light, and you'd be able to power your YouTube channel. You'd be able to light yourself plenty. If you compare it to the other portable light that I got, which I have no complaints about that light. That light is a great light, but it is portable in the sense that you can maneuver it and move it to a different location and use battery power, but I wouldn't really call it portable. I'm not going to be putting that light in my hot shoe on my camera because it would be completely ridiculous. The Molus, compared to that light, is so much smaller and more compact, much easier to bring with me. In fact, it's so easy that if I don't need the power cable and I don't need the barn doors, I can just take the light and the battery in my backpack and slide my softbox in the side panel. Very easy to take with me, and that means I might take it with me. Now, the second scene I took it to, I was really excited about because I've tried to shoot this scene so many times before. I like to go to a reservoir here in Denver early in the morning, way before sunrise. I like to get there at nautical twilight and set up before the sun comes up, and it gives me these great colors, and I've really been practicing doing that kind of photography. So when I took this out to set up the other day, it was bright enough to light my face, even though there was a bright sunrise coming up behind me. This is a setting that I've been coming to for years, but whenever I want to show you this amazing sunrise, this is the problem. I'm in the shadows. So having a light out here is important. I have it set to a more yellowish color to sort of match the background that I have. And that is lighting just one side of my face. And the reason I do that is I don't want to have the light straight on my face because it would look more unnatural. Now I'm highlighting this to you, so you know there's a light right here. But if I were doing this, out in the field like this, and I were just doing my video, to the viewer, it would appear that maybe I have some light coming from the sunrise wrapping around out of the frame. And that's all I'm trying to do. I don't want it to look unnatural. I want it to look like I'm being lit by the scene. So having an RGB light is an important function because I need to match the blues or the oranges or the yellows in this case so that I can get the light that I'm looking for. The other thing that I simply can't believe is that this light is even competing at all with this sunrise. I have my video settings to f8 because the sunrise is so bright, and I have my ND filter on and all these things to try to control the light. It's very bright out here, and the fact that this is lighting me up at all is very impressive. And the best part was I could use RGB to try to match the color of the scene. And just like in this studio where I want you to feel like you're sitting here with me, I want you to feel that way when I do things outside of this studio. If I can light my face in such a way that it looks like the sunrise is lighting my face, all the better. So there's not a whole lot more I can say about a light. The whole purpose of having something this small and light is that you'll take it with you. The fact that I have this really small light with this really small softbox that doesn't require a bones mount, this softbox mounts directly to the light. If a light is cumbersome, you're not going to take it with you. And I have 3 lights that never went with me anywhere. I have hot shoe lights that I did bring with me, and if you created sort of a wall of light with those, you could get it bright enough to do some of the field work I'm talking about, but it was really ridiculous to have it all mounted like that. The other problem with the hot shoe lights is they're sort of directional. They're like right on your face, and I would much rather have lights off to one side filling in the light where I have
natural bright light on the other side. That's how I'd prefer to do lighting. So I want to thank Zhiyun for sending me this light. It is fantastic. If you're interested in getting one for yourself, Zhiyun is offering a 10% discount using the following code. You can find it in the description along with a link to the light. And hopefully this was interesting to you. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps the channel. And as always, I thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.